I always really wish you, everybody, have a happy life. Always try to be happy. First, happy with your family, whom you live together. Those are the people who always live with you, eat together, talk, together for a long time. Therefore, when you have a happy environment with your family, people whom live with you, then you can have happy environment with others. Therefore, I always pray for you, all of you have harmonious and happy, free from all kinds of sufferings. Before we start our class, everybody please be relaxed, physically be relaxed, mentally try to calm your mind. In order to relax physically and mentally, first we do the breathing mindfulness, breathing meditation. Very simple way, your mind just focus on your breath. The breath going in and out. At the same time, your mind just watch your breath. Okay, thank you. Second, at the beginning, I will talk very short time for how we start our day every day. Actually, we always talk about our future, tomorrow, next month, next year. But we always have to live within the present moment. For example, today we talk about tomorrow. When you woke up, you are not in tomorrow, you are already in today. Therefore, when you woke up early morning, three things are very important, only three. First, you always must realize, must remember, I am very lucky to be born as a human. Financially, I am not that rich, but mentally, intelligently, I am very rich. I have great ability to achieve Buddhahood. I have great potential to be Buddha. When you realize every day you have great ability, you have a potential to achieve Buddhahood, you feel yourself you are very lucky. When you realize you have the Buddha nature, you totally happy, born a human. Even though you are, temporarily, you are facing certain problems, financial problems, problem with your family, problem with your co-workers, problem with your boss, still you feel I am very lucky because today I realize I have the Buddha nature. Right now I am a very ordinary person, but I have the great potential to be Buddha. If you don't believe much becoming Buddha, also you must realize I have a great potential to overcome problems and sufferings. Therefore, you need to realize you are very lucky. Second, every morning you must make a reflection about your past. Yesterday, day before, last week, last year. Because in the past, you have some kind of sense of hatred. You have a kind of anger with someone. Therefore, in the morning when you woke up, you need to practice the forgiveness. You should not hold the anger for every moment and every day. When you hold the anger and hatred towards your family, your friends, or yourself, in the deep down, you always feel very annoying. You always feel really make you very unhappy. Therefore, every morning you need to practice forgiveness. Also, in the past, yesterday, last night, if you have a kind of negative motivation, if you have a negative thoughts to harm someone, if you have a negative motivation to do some bad things, then in the morning, you must clear the negative thoughts, the negative emotion, and always wish to do good things. Good things. That means realization, purifying your negative thoughts, practice forgiveness. The third, when you realize you have the Buddha nature, you have great potential to achieve Buddhahood, to free from all kinds of problems, sufferings, then third, you must think, yes, I have a great potential, I have a great ability, how I can awake, how I can use the great ability, the great potential. Then first you must think, yes, in order to use my ability, the great potential, I need a teacher. I need a teacher. Without teacher, you don't know how to utilize your great ability. Without teacher, you don't know how to overcome our daily problems and sufferings. Therefore, you must think all the Buddhas are my teacher. My teacher. All the Buddhas are excellent and perfect teacher, because all the Buddhas, they've gone through all this experience. Finally, they became Buddha. So all the Buddhas are excellent teachers. Those are not just our object of worship, object of prayers, recitation. Actually, all the Buddhas are my teacher. When you realize Buddhas are my teacher, then when you see the Buddha statue, painting, photo, like symbolic, certainly you will remember his teaching. Therefore, take refuge into Buddhas as your teacher, your guru. Then, second, you must realize, remember all the teaching taught by Buddhas, particularly Buddha Shakyamuni. All the teachings are not just teaching about, just be happy. No, all the teachings mainly teach us how to achieve the lasting happiness. Therefore, second, you must take refuge into Dharma. Then, in order to practice the Dharma, you need a good guidance. You need a good kind of like a teacher. Therefore, third, the Sangha are not just Sangha pay respect. All the Sanghas are our study, best study partner, best our practice component. Therefore, every morning you must take refuge into Buddhas as our teacher, Dharma as an actual refuge, Sanghas are as a best study partner, best study component. Then you can recite taking refuge into English language, Chinese language, Sanskrit, Pali, doesn't matter. Take a refuge. So therefore, before we take refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, you must realize those are very important. Then after has taken refuge into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, then you must think, since today, I always control the negative emotion, negative thoughts, the thoughts which is always produce a lot of sufferings, a lot of problems. So this is how we should start our day. Three things, right? First, realize the potential, the great ability. Second, practice forgiveness. Also, check all the negative thoughts are not good. Third, then you must take refuge into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Then you recite any kind of stanza, verses for taking refuge into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Then have a simple kind of commitments, simple kind of vows. I will do only good things, not going to do any bad thing. Then always watch your mind. If you realize you have a positive thoughts, you must rejoice yourself. If you realize, oh, this moment, or this morning, this early morning, I have a few negative thoughts. If you realize, you must have a strong regret, because those negative thoughts bring a lot of suffering ourselves, suffering for others, because we don't want sufferings. Therefore, we always control our negative thoughts. Then, among the our study partners today, some of you have been studying Buddhism for many years. Some of you have studied for just short time. Some of you are very beginner. Doesn't matter, you are very advanced, you are intermediate student, you are beginner. We always must know why I am studying Buddhism, why I have been studying Dharma, why I have been attending teachings from many different teachers. Why I have been studying, why I need to study. If you ask this question before you attend the teaching, before you study the book, then the teachings, the books, the Dharma class can be very important for you. Without asking any question yourself, without asking any questioning yourself, you just attend the Dharma class. You read a lot of Dharma books. You listen, many audio about teachings. Those cannot become very important for you. Therefore, all the studying Dharma look like you are buying medicine. You have been buying medicine. Yes, many of you have been studying Dharma for many years. Maybe every day 2-3 classes. That means you have been buying a lot of medicines. But your mind still very unhealthy. If you have a lot of negative thoughts, your anger is so healthy, your attachment is so healthy, your ignorance is very healthy. That means you just have been buying the Dharma medicine. You are not, really eating, taking the Dharma medicine. Therefore, all the negative emotion is very healthy, because you have all kinds of medicine, but you are not really eating, you are not really taking the medicine. Therefore, all the Dharma class, all the books you have been reading, all the Dharma book which you have been reading, you must apply, you must practice. Try to have a healthy, positive mind. All the positive minds must be healthy. All the negative minds must be very unhealthy. If you notice, yes, my negative thoughts arise for a short time, not last for a few hours, few days, then I think you are buying the Dharma medicine. Also, you have been taking the Dharma medicine. Therefore, it is important to study the Dharma. It is very important to attend, Dharma class or teaching, most important, we must practice. So everybody, have been hearing Dharma, Dharma, Dharma. What does mean Dharma? What does mean Dharma? The books is Dharma. The words in the books are Dharma. What's the meaning of Dharma? Therefore, today we start our class from the Rice Seedling Sutra. Right? Therefore, please, if you have a soft copy, please open the Rice Seedling Sutra. We just skip the first paragraph. We will start from the second paragraph. This is discussion between Venerable Shariputra and Avalokiteshvara. Venerable Shariputra then said to the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Maitreya Buddha. Maitreya, that means discussion between Shariputra and Maitreya. And during the Buddha's lifetimes, there were 8 Bodhisattvas. One is the Maitreya, Manjushri, Vajrapani, so and so. So Maitreya was one of the very important disciple of the Buddha Shakyamuni. Therefore, this is discussion between Shariputra and Maitreya. Maitreya, today the Bhagavan, gazing at a rice seedling, spoke this affirmative. That means, I think, we just imagine Buddha Shakyamuni was walking in the field with many disciples. Then suddenly he was stopped. He was just looking the rice field, gazing at the rice seedling. Then Buddha said to the third paragraph, to the bhikkhus, bhikshu, sangha, those are synonyms. Bhikkhus, whoever sees dependent arisings, sees the Dharma. Whoever sees Dharma, sees the Buddha. Having said this, Bhagavan fell silent. Right? Just three words. Whoever sees dependent arising, sees Dharma. Whoever sees Dharma, sees Buddha. Just three words. Therefore, in order to understand Buddha teaching, these three things are very important. So we have been talking about Dharma, Buddha, but we never think how I can achieve Buddhahood. Therefore, Buddha says, whoever sees dependent arising sees Dharma. Whoever sees Dharma sees Buddha. Having said this, the Bhagavan fell silent. Then Buddha was just, I think, be quiet. Just we can imagine. And Buddha was looking at the rice field. Then he said, whoever sees dependent arising sees Dharma. Whoever sees Dharma sees Buddha. Right? Therefore, we always wish to be Buddha. We always wish to overcome problems and sufferings, but we don't think how I can be Buddha, how I can overcome problems and sufferings. Therefore, Buddha said, whoever sees dependent arising, then sees the Dharma, meaning Dharma. If you have, the good understanding of Dharma, then you will know how to achieve Buddhahood, how to be Buddha. Therefore, first we need to know the concept of dependent arising. Dependent arising. If you know very well the meaning of dependent arising, then you will know Dharma. Based on knowing the dependent arising, then you will know Dharma. When you understood the meaning of Dharma, then you can see, I can be Buddha. I can be, I can overcome my problems. So dependent arising is very important, very, very important. Therefore, all the Buddha teachings, all the practices based on dependent arising. Dependent arising. Clear? Dependent arising. What does mean dependent arising? Many people think, the concept is very deep, very difficult to understand. It is not. It's not difficult to understand. Of course, the meaning is very deep, but still we can understand very easily. Very easily. This time, almost all human beings on the planet, we feel very insecure our life. We have a very, serious sense of fears. The insecurity feelings, the sense of fears we have is come from where? It is not given by Buddha. It is not just, come around us without any causes condition. Right? Therefore, when we think about this moment, we feel very insecure when you go out. We need to wear mask. We need to wash our hands. We should not really, not supposed to touch anybody. So when you walk around the, market, restaurant, you feel very insecure. The insecure mind feeling come from where? Because of the virus. The COVID, not the COVID virus. Now you can see there's a virus. Due to this virus, it produces a lot of sense of fears, sense of insecurity. Therefore, the mind feels very insecure, unpleasant feeling, sense of fears. Everything come from the varis. Therefore, dependent arising. So the insecure mind, the unpleasant feeling we have is produced from the varis, dependent arising. Second, in our daily life, when you woke up early morning, you feel very relaxed because you had a good sleeping. You didn't have any argument with your friends and family in last night. You had a good dinner. When you woke up, you feel very relaxed, very happy. Wow, I had a good sleeping. Right? Then you have a good breakfast. You had a good tea or coffee. You feel very happy. Next moment, somebody argue with you. Suddenly, you feel very unhappy. The unhappiness, the annoying mind which you have also is come from causes and condition. So, what I'm saying here, it is very, very important to know the concept of dependent arising. It is very important. It doesn't mean we don't understand. It doesn't mean it is impossible for us to understand the dependent arising. For example, due to COVID, whole human being feel very unhappy, feel very insecure, have a lot of sense of fears. Those are not, given by Buddhas and Bhagavan and God, because of the simple varis. In the morning, you have a very happy mind, you feel very happy. Suddenly, you feel very unhappy. The unhappiness also is caused by something else. Therefore, every moment we need to know dependent arising. The happiness we always wish to achieve, we always try to pursue the happiness. Therefore, many Buddhist people, certainly they do a lot of recitation, chanting, in order to pursue happiness. Also, we must realize while we are chanting, we are reciting, we are praying, we are doing prostration, that moment we feel happy. But those practice, the recitation, chanting, prostration, making offering, doing kind of social works, those are good activities, but those are not the actual Dharma. When you think I want to do, practice, I want to practice Dharma, you should not think just you do recitation, chanting, you must think how I must control my negative thoughts. If you know the dependent arising, you know how to control your negative thoughts. If you know the dependent arising very well, you know how to achieve happiness, how to achieve Buddhahood. Therefore, Buddha said, whoever sees dependent arising, sees Dharma. Whoever sees Dharma, they sees Buddha. Right? This is so very important at the beginning. To the bhikkhus, whoever sees dependent arisings, sees Dharma. Whoever sees the Dharma, sees Buddha. So this one we can, change the sentence. We can see whoever sees dependent arising, they sees Dharma. Whoever sees Dharma, whoever sees Dharma sees happiness. Sees happiness. Whoever sees Dharma sees free from sufferings. Therefore, understanding Dharma in a one way we think is very difficult, in another way is very easy. Then Buddha felt silent. Maitreya, what is the meaning of the aphorism spoken by Sugata? Sugata, therefore Buddha, Sugata, for destroyer. Those are synonym. The Sugata means Sugata is a. Remember in the Hasudara, Gate. Gate means gone. Sugata means gone beyond the samsara. Gone beyond the samsara and accomplish the all good qualities. That means Sugata. In Tibetan we call Tejin Sherpa. So the Maitreya, so Shariputra asked this question to Maitreya, what does mean Dharma? What does mean dependent arising? What does mean Buddha? Right? Therefore here, what is the meaning of this aphorism spoken by the Sugata? What is the dependent arising? What is the Dharma? What is the Buddha? Therefore, every day we must ask question, what is the dependent arising? What is the Dharma? What is the Buddha? Who does one see the Dharma by seeing dependent arising? How does one see Buddha by seeing the Dharma? Right? So how does one see Dharma by seeing dependent arising? How does one see Buddha by seeing Dharma? Then the answer by Maitreya. The Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Maitreya then replied to the Venerable Shariputra. Venerable Shariputra, with regard to what dependent arising is, in the statement made by the Bhagavan, the Lord of the Dharma, the omniscient, one bhikkhus, whoever sees dependent arising, sees Dharma. Whoever sees Dharma, sees Buddha. Well, the phrase dependent arising mean there's something arise. Make sure now, first you must remember, whoever sees dependent arising, sees Dharma. Whoever sees Dharma, sees Buddha. Now, what does mean dependent arising? Well, the phrase dependent arising means that something arises because something else already exists. Please repeat this sentence a few times yourself. Something arises because something else already exists. Second, something is born because something else was already born. That is to say, ignorance causes formation. Therefore, I said many times, all the Buddha teachings based on this concept of dependent arising. Also, we wish to be Buddha. Can we Buddha or not? Can we become a Buddha or not? The answer is yes. we can be Buddha because dependent arising. Can we be always suffer? Yes, we can be always suffered. We can have always lot of sufferings because of dependent arising. Dependent arising, right? Therefore, what does mean dependent arising? That means something arise because something else already exists. Something arise because something already exists. Right? That means today, this morning, I am not happy. Just say, this morning, I wasn't happy or I am not happy. The unhappiness we have this morning, we have kind of arise some kind of unhappiness feeling because something else already exists. Because something else already exists. This morning, you feel very unhappy. Why? Something already exists means before you feel very unhappy, the causes of condition to arise unhappiness already exist. Right? Already exist. That means you can see the unhappiness arises from causes condition. The causes condition was already exist. Therefore, we have an unhappiness mind. Oh, this morning I feel very happy. I feel very good. The good feeling, the happy feeling we have arise because something already exists. The causes and condition to arise happiness already exist. So this one you can see is a very important connection. Happiness must arise from causes and condition. The causes and condition must exist before the happiness. The suffering we have, also the causes and condition to arise suffering already exist. Now you can see the important link, important condition, happiness and the cause of happiness, suffering and the cause of sufferings. Therefore, what we pray every day, may all sentient beings be happy, cause of happiness. Happy and cause of happiness. May all sentient beings free from suffering and cause of suffering. So, if we always want happiness, yes, everybody wants happiness. The happiness must arise, must come from causes and condition. The causes condition must always be positive. The negative condition cannot produce happiness. The positive condition cannot produce sufferings. Right? Therefore, first we need to know the concept of dependent arising. Something arises because something else already exists. That means the causal condition exists, therefore we have a happiness. The causal condition exists, therefore we have a sufferings. Then the causes of condition to arise happiness, the causes and condition to arise suffering, are they permanent or impermanent? The question is here. It is permanent or impermanent? The causes of happiness, the causes and condition of to arise happiness is permanent or impermanent? The causes and condition to arouse happiness is impermanent, therefore the result of happiness also impermanent. The causes of condition to arouse sufferings are impermanent, therefore the sufferings also impermanent. When you realize the happiness is impermanent, unhappiness is impermanent, then there's hope. We can change the sufferings. We can reduce the sufferings. If the causes and condition to arouse sufferings are permanent, we cannot change anything. The suffering always arises. Therefore, second, something, I think, born, second phrase, something is born because something else was already born. That means the happiness is impermanent because the causes of condition to arouse happiness are impermanent. The suffering also impermanent because the causes and condition to arise suffering are impermanent. Right? Therefore, we can change the suffering. We can pursue the happiness. If you want a lot of happiness, you can have a lot of happiness. If you want always happiness, you can have always happiness. If you want sufferings, you can have a suffering. If you want a lot of sufferings, you can have a lot of sufferings because of the causes and condition. Right? Therefore, as a Buddhist practitioner, if you want to practice Dharma, we need to know the concept of dependent arising. All Buddha teachings based on dependent arising. Generating bodhicitta, also dependent arising. Achieving Buddhahood, also depend on dependent arising. Therefore, some of you totally very beginner. Therefore, I want to put in a proper foundation how to practice Dharma, how to know how to practice Dharma, the meaning of Dharma. Right? Therefore, as a beginner, I know some of you are very beginner, very simple way you think, I want happiness. I don't want sufferings. The happiness I always wish to pursue. It must come from causes and condition. The suffering which I don't want, I always don't want sufferings. The suffering also arises from causes and condition. In order to pursue happiness, I need a lot of causes and condition to arise happiness. In order to reduce suffering, I need to reduce the causes and condition to arise sufferings. Very simple. Right? Then when we think about the sufferings, many sufferings we can control, is in our hand. Mainly all the emotional sufferings, the mental sufferings, everything in your hand, you can control. Definitely, we can control. Because we can control our minds, therefore we can control our negative minds. Therefore we can control the negative emotions. If we control the negative emotion, we always have a happy mind. Right? Those kind of sufferings we can control. Everything in our hands, There's some other suffering is totally out of our control. Totally out of our control. For example, the global warming, like aging, death, all the economics, like unstable, these things out of our control. We cannot control the weather changing. We cannot control the global warming. We cannot control the aging and death. We cannot for the short time. But if we control our emotion, if we control our negative thoughts, control our mind, that means look like you can control the global warming. You look like you are controlling the financial problems. You look like you can control. Therefore, in order to be happy, it is so important to control your minds, control your negative thoughts based on knowing the dependent arising. Right? So I think today I need to stop our class a bit earlier. So now it's almost 11. So first, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, please everybody reflect, try to understand dependent arising. That means you just try to understand dependent arising. You just imagine an object, happiness or sufferings, whatever, based on one object. You try to understand how the thing exists, how the things arise. Even though you just, reflect on a flower. The flower looks beautiful, looks very nice. The flower which look beautiful, it is arise from causes and condition. The causes and condition change, the flower can change. Right? For example, in TBC, so during our New Year, we have a lot of flowers. I can see some flower change, spoiled very fast. Some flower lasts quite a long time. Then I check why this flower lasts just just 1 week, sometimes less than 1 week. Then I notice, the stem of the flower, the skin is spoiled. Then the flower spoil very fast. Then you can see the causes condition change, the flower can change. So please, meditate on dependent arising based on a simple flower. How the flower can change. Why this flower has different colors. All the color depend on causes and condition. Okay, please meditate on dependent arising based on a flower. Okay, thank you. Therefore, as a beginner, please memorize, the few words. Whoever sees dependent arising sees the Dharma. Whoever sees Dharma sees the Buddha. Then, what does mean dependent arising? Something arises because something else already exists. Something born because something already, was born. Then ignorance arises, volition or karma. If you have a deep understanding about these few words, it really can change our life. Right? Because so far when we feel very unhappy, because these days many people has a kind of very strong anxiety, depression, particularly a lot of anxiety. If you know the concept of dependent arising, first it is impossible you can have a depression and anxiety. Second, if you already in depression, anxiety, for you very easy to overcome, because you know the real cause and condition, how to change your life. Right? Therefore, as a beginner, I think some of you are very excited to study Dharma. Therefore, you will read a lot of books, or you will attend many classes. But as a basic, as a foundation, please try to understand the concept of dependent arising, then Dharma, then Buddha. Right? So, and another we have maybe 10 minutes. The last time we learned how to focus, on the particular object. So we use the Buddha picture photo as a object of meditation. Okay, without showing the picture of the Buddha, please everybody meditate on the top of the Buddha head. You must, I hope you remember, top of the head you can see the golden color, small pieces. Then below you can see, the dark blue color. Please focus your mind on it. Okay, now Sonam, can you show the face of the Buddha? Just the face. Okay, that's it. No, not full face, just above the nose. Okay, now everybody please watch your computer mobile. Now we can see, the Unisha, the top of the Buddha head, there's a golden color, then kind of dark blue color or bit black. Then you can see in the center, there's I think one thing, the eyes ball, the eyes and nose. Just focus on only these parts. First look carefully few times. Now you focus the image in your mind. I think some of you are having problem, this is, I think, very, very common problem when we do meditation, particularly when we meditate on the particular object like a Buddha. At the beginning, we cannot see the image of the Buddha very clearly. If you have this problem, without having any distraction, you watch the photo of the Buddha very focusfully. Watch and watch the picture and watch the image in your mind. Again, watch the picture, watch the image of the Buddha in your mind. Try to have a same copy, the picture, the actual photo, and the image in your mind. Yes, then slowly, definitely you can have a very clear image of the Buddha, like at the head in your mind. But the clarity cannot stay in your mind for a long time, just stay for a while, then disappear and appear again. disappears, appear, disappear. Right? If you have this problem, please don't be very agitated. It's just let it be like that for a while. Then slowly you think, disappear for short time, appear bit longer, disappear short time, appear longer. Then slowly you can have the long. You can see the appearance is more longer than the disappear a bit shorter. The third problem we have, yes, you can see the picture very clearly in your mind, but the picture is something shrink, smaller, extend, shrink, extend. If you have this problem, then you just imagine this just in my mind, it cannot be like that. It's very solid. If it is very solid, then the problem cannot be there. Can you show me the full face? Just face. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. Okay, now everybody watch the image of the Buddha in your computer or your phone. Since today until next Sunday, please use this image of the Buddha for your meditation object. You just visualize this Buddha for a while and focus. Try to have a very stable mindfulness based on this image. Okay, I think today I stop here because later we will have a briefing class. So before we fully stop our class, first today I explain 3 things very important. Every morning you must remember. Realize always realize you have a great potential to be Buddha. Also, you are very capable. You have the ability to achieve Buddhahood. You have the ability to overcome any kinds of problems and sufferings. Realize the ability and potential. When you realize you have a Buddha nature, you have a Buddha, the potential to be Buddha, then you can think everything's very easy to achieve. Second, practice the forgiveness. Practice the forgiveness and control your negative thoughts. Control your negative thoughts and change your mind. If you have a bad motivation, you must change. Third, all the Buddhas are teachers. All the Buddha teachings are the actual Dharma. Then all the Sanghas are very important study partner or very important component to practice the Dharma, to study the Dharma. Then you take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha and chant, few times. Chant in Chinese, English, doesn't matter. Then Dharma, right? What Buddha said, whoever sees dependent arising sees Dharma. Whoever sees Dharma sees Buddha. Then what does mean dependent arising? Something arises because something already exists. Something born because something else already born. Then ignorance produces violation or karma. So since today until next Sunday, please everybody try to understand the meaning of dependent arising, how things arise, how things disappear in your life. Okay, so thank you so much for attending the class. Then I will stop here. Very soon I need to do the briefing class by online. And the last, please dedicate the merit to ourselves to be Buddha, to benefit all the sentient beings.